Okay guys, here we go with our test review, test number 4, review C. So let's go over these. This will be sampling of the kind of questions that you might have tomorrow on your test. Okay, the first question is a double number line. It's interpreting a double number line. It's about Dan running his miles for training. Okay, question 1. If Dan ran 5.5 miles, how long would that take? So how many minutes would that take? So first on the number line, I go to miles. Okay, and I got to find 5.5. Here's 5. Here's 6, so 5.5 is halfway between there. Okay, so I need to find halfway between 30 and 36. Well, if you know that halfway between 30 and 36 is 33, then that's good. 33 minutes, that's halfway between 30 and 36. If you're not sure how to find that halfway, well, you would take 36 minus 30 and get 6. Then you're going to multiply that by 1/2 or divide by 2 and you get 3. So that means that you need to have a gap of 3 there, and 30 plus 3 is 33 minutes. Okay. Question 2. If he ran for 66 minutes, how many miles would you predict he ran? Well, 66 is not on the graph, so I got to look at my pattern. Okay, my minutes are on the bottom. To go from my minutes to my miles, I'm dividing by 6. 6 divided by 1 is 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So I'm just going to do the 66 divided by 6, and that gives 11. So that would be 11 miles you would predict he would run. Okay? So you're just looking for those patterns. You also could have continued the chart. 10, 11, 60, 66. So there's a couple ways to solve that, but it would be 11 miles. Okay? We'll move on to the next section. Next we're going to talk about our graphing. Okay, so we're going to use a graph to help us answer. So if Amber worked 1 hour, how much money does she work? So number of hours on the bottom. So I find the 1 hour, and then I scan over to the other side, and you would expect that she would make $8. Okay, predict how many she'd have for 3. Well, if I look at 3, it's off the chart again. So I could continue the chart if I wanted, figure that out, or I can look for the pattern. 1 to 8, so I'm doing 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 8 is 16, so I would do 3 times 8 for this one, which would be $24. Alright, so you're looking for patterns to predict the future, finding that constant number that you're multiplying or dividing by, as in the previous problem. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next set of questions, which is using a table. You and some friends go to a Cubs game this summer. It costs $45 to get into Wrigley Field. Fill in the table. Okay, so number of people: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be $45 and 90. So I'm just counting by 45s here. It's 225, it's 270, 315, 360, and finally 405. Okay, so I just counted by 45s there, or I'm doing 45 times 2, 45 times 3, 45 times 4, if you want to do it that way. Okay, how much would it cost for 4 people to go to the Cubs game? 4 people, it's going to cost you $180. Okay, if you had $500, how many people can go? Well, my chart doesn't go up to 500, so I'm going to continue my chart. So that's going to be 10, and then I would do 450, and then 11 would be 495, and 12 would be 540. Okay, so if I only have $500, I can't bring that 12th person because that's more. I can't bring, so that would be 11 people. Okay, so I could bring 11 people to the game if I had $500. All right, and I just continue that chart. Also could have divided 500 by 45 and then round it up. Okay, all right. I'm going to move on to the next page. So if you need to watch any of that again, go ahead. Alright, on the next page we got our word problems. Notice I want you to find the value of the ratio for each problem and then solve it using any technique that you want. Okay, the first one, we're running long distance. So the number of laps that Jason ran to Larry is 6 to 16. So the value of the ratio is going to be 6 over 16, which is going to equal 3 to 8. So that's my value of my ratio, 3 to 8. Now I'm going to use a tape diagram for this one. So for Jason it's 3, and then for Larry that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Now, it said Larry ran 56, so that equals 56. There's 8 sections, so I'm going to do 56 divided by the 8th section and get 7. Now I know that these are all worth 7. Do them for 7 for Jason, so then I'm going to do 7 times 3 for Jason, and I get 21. So his answer is 21 miles. Okay? So that's the answer for Jason. Alright, moving on to number 9. Legos is 7 to 2, so that's going to be my value of my ratio. That cannot be simplified, so that's just going to state 7 to 2. I'm going to do a tape diagram again, so I'm going to make 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to 2, and that's going to be Mike to Chris. It says if Mike has 791, so that's 791 for Mike, then I'm going to do 791 divided by 7, and that is going to be 113. So put 113 in each one of these, so that's the number that is the consistent amount that I multiply by. Alright, so then for Christopher, or Chris, I'm just going to do 2 times that 113, because it has 2 sections, and that equals 226. So now I know that Mike has 791, Chris has 226. Answer the question, how many more Legos? So now I'm going to subtract them. 791 minus 226, and oops, when I do that, I'm going to get 565 more Legos. Okay? So you got to read the directions once you find out their numbers to make sure you're answering the question. Okay, number 10. Two numbers are in a ratio of 4 to 5. Their sum is 72, so that's like a total. The total is 72. So what I want to do is add those together, and that gets mine, 9. That is my total. 5 plus 4 is 9. That's my total. Find the bigger number. Between 4 and 5, 5 is the bigger number. So I'm going to do bigger number over the total. Okay? Now, the value of my ratio, my problem, was 4 to 5. So that's what I'm going to put in there because that was my original ratio. I did not have to simplify. When I answer the problem, though, I'm going to use my bigger number, which is 5, over my total amount, which I just added 4 and 5 to get 9. Okay? That's the ratio that I am going to use. I want to get that sum to 72. For this example, I'm going to create a table, just to be different. Okay, so it's going to be, I'll just use that. First one, 5, 9, so that's going to be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Let's see if that's enough. Then I'm going to do 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72. Oh, their sum is 72. That's total. That's my bottom row. I'm at that 72. So I look there. So then I just look at the bigger number, which is 40. So my answer would be 40. No label on this one because it's not. There's no labels attached to these. Okay. Number 11 is a comparison problem. So for this one, I'm going to compare them. So first I want to know the party. Okay, the Halloween party. There are 28 kids for 16 adults. So 28 kids to 16 adults, and I'm going to simplify that. I can divide them both by 4. And that's going to give me 7 to 4. Alright? Izzy said, right here, that there was 7 kids for every 2 adults. 7 to 2. Okay? Now, the question is she correct? Well, I can compare my ratios. They both have the same numerator of 7, but since they have a different denominator, that means they're not the same number. Okay? The numerators are the same, but the denominators are different. So the answer would be no. She is not correct. Okay, and the values of the ratios, okay, is because 7 to 4 is not equal to 7 to 2. So that's how I know that she is not correct. Okay? And number 12, in the bag of Skittles, the value of the ratio disappeared here. In the bag of Skittles, the ratio of red Skittles to purple Skittles was 4 to 10. So that 4 to 10, I'm going to simplify, divide them both by 2, and that's going to give me 2 to 5. Okay. Alright, now if there are 36 red Skittles, how many purple? So I can do this in a variety of ways. I'm going to do a table, and you can use the numbers. Actually, I'm going to do a tape diagram again. 2, and that's going to be red. And then the 5 is going to be the purple. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so all I have to do is make this equal to 36. So I'm going to do 36 divided by 2 and get 18. So I know that each one of these is 18. Then I'm going to do 18 times the 5 spots that I have for purple, and that is 90. So I know that there's 90 purple Skittles. Okay, and that's how you do that. All right. If you need to watch any of those again, go ahead and do that. Make sure that you practice these and try these on your own. And there's a blank copy online if you want a blank copy. And have a great night.